Still ahead on News 4 tonight, a look back at the careers of two Hollywood legends, the late Orson Welles and Yul Brynner. Parts of flood-ravaged Puerto Rico are declared federal disaster areas as the search continues for the missing. And Superman is back on Broadway. Pia Lindstrom tells us about Christopher Reeve's new role in the Marriage of Figaro when News 4 New York continues in a moment.
If you care about your baby's health, don't wait until it's born. Call the Pregnancy Healthline, 230-1111.
Tonight, the theater world is mourning the death of the King, Yul Brynner, who in more than 4,600 Broadway performances as the Monarch in The King and I became synonymous with the role. Yul Brynner died today of lung cancer at a New York hospital. He was 65. In a salute to the King, New York theater owners dimmed the lights along Broadway and Schubert Alley at 8 o'clock tonight. Brynner first played the role in 1951 opposite Gertrude Lawrence and later won an Academy Award for the movie version opposite Deborah Kerr in 1956. He retired from The King and I for the last time on July 2nd. Yul Brynner smoked 5 packs of cigarettes a day. He felt his smoking habit brought on his fatal illness. In an interview with Betty Furness on Live at 5, Brynner said he wanted to leave a strong anti-smoking message as his legacy.
What I'm doing is what I wish I had never done in my life. This is exactly what I should not have been doing. Nobody should.
Despite his final illness, Yul Brynner faced death with dignity and astonishing strength. He earned his title of king, and he leaves a legacy of that strength. Yul Brynner is dead at the age of 65.
Well, like Yul Brynner, Orson Welles was an original, but just hours after Brynner's death was announced today, Orson Welles died of a heart attack at his Hollywood home. He was 70 years old. Connie Collins takes a look at this boy wonder who never quite fulfilled his great promise.
I'm not greedy for luck. I know you can only have so much, and I was incredibly lucky.
Born May 6, 1915, George Orson Welles first achieved acclaim as a director at age 21 when he staged a production of Macbeth with an all-black cast. 2 years later, at age 23, he was on the cover of Time. It was 1938. He had managed to terrify America's radio listeners by convincing them Martians had invaded a small New Jersey town. Later, he was to apologize for the War of the Worlds.
We are deeply shocked and deeply regretful about the results of last night's broadcast.
The panic he provoked prompted an invitation to Hollywood, where Welles wanted not money, but authority, and got it, producing, directing, writing, and starring in what many critics believe to be Hollywood's greatest film achievement, Citizen Kane. At 24, he was called genius. At 28, he'd married Rita Hayworth. By age 30, he was considered by many a has-been. A man who displayed outward self-confidence, he was also a person of deep insecurities. In his later life, he often sold his acting talents in second-rate movies so he could finance movies of his own that he never made. He did commercials, TV specials, and the talk show circuit.
Paul Masson will sell no wine before it's time.
George Orson Welles, a director who inspired actors and technicians, a man remembered by many as the voice of the Shadow in the radio mystery series, screenwriter, star, legend, a mystery himself, dead at the age of 70. Connie Collins, News 4 New York.
At his death, Welles was working on a project to film Shakespeare's King Lear.
On the subject of hockey, we have uncovered a hockey fight videotape underground. Yes, tapes of fights are actually being traded throughout the country, and there are folks advertising in publications such as the Hockey News and getting response from all over the nation.
Now, Maine is a place that I've never traded with before. Do you have anything at all?
Steve Ratinetz is a hockey fight collector who has culled hundreds of hours of vintage fisticuff warfare, going back to the mid-70s, including rare footage from the old WHA. The 24-year-old liquor salesman is an Islander fan from Long Island.
A lot of people say fighting doesn't belong in hockey, but I disagree with them. They have rules telling you how and how not to fight in hockey. For instance, pulling hair and headbutting and so on. It's perfectly legal. Everybody knows it. And I think if they took it out of the game, half the people wouldn't show up to the games. I really believe that, too. Or as Don Cherry once said, I don't see anybody going for a cup of coffee during a fight.
Have you come across any players that have been interested in getting some of your tapes, perhaps to use it for a clinical purpose, how to fight in the NHL?
As a matter of fact, I have, but I really don't know if I want to say mention his name because...
Oh, come on, Steve.
I don't think so.
Could you be happy watching a hockey game that does not have a fight?
I don't know if happy is the right word, but if it was a good game and my team won and there were no fights, I wouldn't mind. But if it went on for 2 or 3 games, I guess I'd get a little frustrated.
Tonight, the Sports Report is sponsored by Merrill Lynch.
On the next 5 days ahead, well, not too bad for Saturday. We'll call for sunshine, temperature of about 60. Sunday, increase in cloudiness with maybe some showers by evening and 64. Monday, showers and 69. Tuesday, again, the threat of some showers and a temperature of about 71 degrees. So you're going to need the umbrella tomorrow, but by the end of the day, you can leave it at work until you get home from work on Monday.
Looks pretty good. Thanks,
okay,
Al.
Thanks, The Man of Steel swooped into the circle in the Square Theater tonight. Christopher Reeve, best known as Superman, stars in The Marriage of Figaro, the 18th century play that gave birth to the opera. Pia's back from opening night with a review for us.
Well, Christopher Reeve needs his cape to fly out of this production. Director Andre Serban has jazzed up the play with roller skates, a shopping cart, skateboards, and a transistor radio, and even a swing from which Figaro does his monologue, suspended above the stage. But this Marriage of Figaro is high on style and low on substance. Chuck?
Pia, thanks a lot.
A little Krypton needed then, huh?
I guess so. Yeah, no Krypton. Coming up next, we have a special report for you on the hijacking of the hijackers with Tom Brokaw. Stay tuned.
Good night.
North Shore Animal League has lots of free pure breeds, puppies and kittens. That's right, I said free. So what are you waiting for? Come on over to the North Shore Animal League in Port Washington and adopt your free pet now.